Now, you're probably wondering, guys, Flacko, why do you look so dapper? Why are you in a suit? And maybe it does have something to do with the fact that I've got a wedding to go to after this. But more importantly, I am here to tell you guys why Luis Enrique will take Manchester United back to the top of English football and possibly world football as well. And this right here is my pitch to Ineos, to Jim Ratcliffe, to Jason Wilcox, to Omar Barada as to why Luis Enrique should be the #1 target for the permanent vacancy role at Manchester United come the end of the season. Now, for me, there's two questions that need to be answered here. The first question is, why is he the man for this job? And the second question is, why would Luis Enrique want to come to Manchester United at this height in his career? And throughout this video, I can assure you those two questions will be answered with all the information given. And the first thing I want to tell you about Luis Enrique is that this man loves a challenge. And you can see that throughout his whole CV. And starting off right at the beginning at Barcelona B, where he took over Pep Guardiola in that managerial position. What did he do within 2 seasons? He brought Barcelona B back to the Segunda Division after an 11-year absence. Now, after Barcelona B, he went to Roma, where I believe he had his only blip in his CV, where he had a disappointing season, not qualifying for Europe. But even though he had 2 years remaining on his contract, he decided to step down and leave. And he ended up going to Celta de Vigo, where he provided that football club with their highest ever league finish in La Liga, which was 9th position at the time. And ever since then, Celta de Vigo have been a cemented La Liga team. Luis Enrique was the one that built the plane for that to happen, as the season before he came to Celta de Vigo, they finished 17th after getting promoted from the Segunda Division. After Luis Enrique's exploits at Celta de Vigo, that earned him a move back to Barcelona, but this time for the first team. And Barcelona was still suffering from the hangover of the departure of Pep Guardiola. And since then, you had Tito Villanova that took over, that did get them a La Liga, but was still disappointing overall and ended up getting sacked at the end of that season. And then after that, they had Gerardo Martino, who got them a trophyless season the season before Luis Enrique was employed. And we know a team like Barcelona, a club like Barcelona, they don't accept trophyless seasons. So Luis Enrique comes in on a 2-year deal. And what does he deliver? In the 14-15 season, and he was employed in May of 2014. In the 14-15 season, he delivers them a treble, Barcelona's second only treble in their whole lifetime. And not only that, he then goes on to win the Super Cup, and he is responsible for arguably one of the deadliest front threes of all time in Messi, Suarez, and Neymar. Now, after leaving Barcelona, winning them everything, he then departs for the Spain national team job, who are also suffering from the hangover of the departure of their greatest ever manager, Vincent Del Bosque, with that legendary Euros, World Cup Euros run. And after that, they had managers like Lopetegui, which was a complete disaster, and Hierro. And people are asking, when will Spain return to the top? No one had any idea. Enter Luis Enrique, who got that Spain team rejuvenated using the youth and really building a base for them to be successful in the future. He got them to the Euro 2020 semi-final and granted just the World Cup round of 16 in 2022. However, the team that he built, not even just a team, in fact, a squad primed for success in the future. And after he left that post, that's exactly what happened in Euro 2024, where they've gone on to win the competition. And now you look at the Spain team, which Luis Enrique built as one of the most dangerous countries in the world to play it. And I don't doubt that Spain will be looking to win the World Cup this year in 2026. Now, his next position after leaving the Spain national team job is his job today, the Paris Saint-Germain manager, the PSG manager. And listen, since the Qataris came in 2011, they have been trying to deliver a Champions League for PSG ever since. And listen, I've got a list of managers in front of me that have attempted to do this. Ancelotti, Laurent Blanc, Unai Emery, Thomas Tuchel, Mauricio Pochettino, and Gaultier. Listen, they all tried and they all failed to get PSG the biggest prize in club football. Enter Luis Enrique. And like I said, he loves a challenge. Similar to Manchester United, we've run through so many managers and David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Eric Ten Hag, and now Ruben Amorim. So he will not be afraid of a challenge that many before him have not been successful in. The first thing Luis Enrique done at PSG was overhaul the whole squad. PSG were just off the back of their superstar era that did not deliver, including the likes of Lionel Messi, Kylian Mbappe, Neymar, and Sergio Ramos, along with club legends like Marco Verratti. Luis Enrique got rid of all of them, taking all these high wages, overpayment for players out of the club. And in 2 years, he completely rebuilt the squad. Now, I've got a list of players in front of me that he did amazing jobs with. In terms of great signings, such as Ousmane Dembele, Pacho, Barcola, Doué, Jean Neves, and Kvaratskhelia. He also improved the squad with new signings that were there for squad depth, such as Gonzalo Ramos, Lucas Hernandez, and Kang In Lee. And not only that, along with so many of the signings that he did make, he improved so many of these players, including the ones that were already at the club, including Nuno Mendes, Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz. And then out of the ones that he did sign, pretty much all of them in terms of Pacho, Barcola, Doué, João Neves, Kvaratskhelia, and of course Ousmane Dembele, who turned into a Ballon d'Or winner. And not only that, he has also been at the helm for great business, including Ugarte, Asensio, Skriniar, Ekitike, and the likes of Xavi Simons, who they bought for 4 million and sold for 50 million euros, rising up to 80 million euros to Leipzig. He did this whole squad overhaul in a matter of 2 seasons. And what did he achieve within those 2 seasons? In the 2024-2025 campaign, he won it all for PSG, including Ligue 1, Trophée des Champions, which is their French Super Cup, Coupe de France, and then the prized possession that they've been wanting, the Qatari owners, since 2011, the Champions League, and they did it in exceptional fashion. Exceptional fashion, one of the best Champions League runs and one of the most dominant displays in a Champions League final, beating Inter Milan 5-0. I don't think we've ever seen anything like it. Introducing youngsters like Mayulu, by the way, to get a Champions League final goal. I don't think we've seen anything like it, guys. I don't think we have. He then went on to win the Super Cup after that against Spurs. And not only that, the Intercontinental Cup as well, completing the sextuple. Only 3 clubs in history have done the sextuple: Bayern Munich, Barcelona, and now the PSG team in Europe. We've not seen anything like it from a French club ever. And only a few days ago, they retained the French Super Cup against Marseille. So he has won it all for PSG. And this is the main reason why he will be ready for a new challenge, because he has won it all. Now, another reason why Luis Enrique is the perfect man for this job is his ability to find gems in the market for good prices. Manchester United have been victim to poor recruitment year after year, time and time again, overpaying for players and overpaying in their wages. I believe Luis Enrique will not allow this to happen. And we spoke about those transfers earlier in this video, the amount of good business and amazing acquisitions that he has had for PSG on their way to the top. Now, after winning it all with PSG, Luis Enrique has now rejected a contract extension with the French Giants, with his current contract ending in 2027. I believe that his head can be turned in the summer of 2026. And PSG won't mind that as well, getting compensation for letting the manager go rather than letting him go at the end of his contract for Nothing. Now, listen, his mission has been accomplished at PSG and he is in search of a new challenge. That's why he has decided to reject that contract extension. And like I keep saying about the theme of this guy loves a challenge. What better challenge in world football than bringing Manchester United back to the top? Another reason as to why Luis Enrique is the best man for this job is because he wants full control of everything. Transfers to the style of play, everything, just like Sir Alex Ferguson did. And by the way, Manchester United have not been alien to this idea in recent times. We did it with Ten Hag, but that was the wrong guy to do it with. We did it with Amorim up until things started going pear-shaped recently, and Jason Wilcox stepped in, essentially showing a distrust in the manager. But I don't believe that will be the case with Luis Enrique, who is, by the way, at this current moment, the best manager in the world with his recent exploits. It will be a lot harder to question the likes of a manager like Luis Enrique, who has won it all on multiple occasions. So there will be a lot more trust in this manager from the beginning for years and years to come. Now, we had a lot of issues with Ruben Amorim and his style of play with this three at the back system, but we know we are not getting that with Luis Enrique. He plays 4-3-3 with an aggressive possession-based system that I believe everyone will love at Manchester United. Now, finally, another reason why Luis Enrique would want to come to Manchester United at this current moment is because, like I keep saying, it is the best challenge and the most difficult challenge in world club football. No doubt about it. And I believe Luis Enrique currently is, without a shadow of a doubt, for me, a top 10 manager of all time. But the manager that succeeds in bringing Manchester United back to the top will receive unlimited plaudits and will be given so much clout that you cannot imagine. And I believe that takes Luis Enrique from a top 10 manager of all time to arguably a top 5 manager of all time. And Luis Enrique will be up for that challenge. Luis Enrique, I'm sure, will back himself to be successful, to be the one to bring Manchester United back to the top. Now, guys, this does all come with an asterisk, and that's why the current interim role is so key. And I want that interim role to go to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Ole, as Cristiano Ronaldo pronounces it. I want Ole to be the interim manager at Manchester United up until the summer, because Ole has shown that he can get us Champions League football. In his 3 full seasons, he got us a third place finish and a second place finish out of 3 seasons. And in the first season, in fact, he only had 2 full seasons now. I'm thinking about it. And in those 2 full seasons, he got us Champions League football. So I want Ole to come in, get us Champions League football, and that will also attract Luis Enrique to the Manchester United job, as that will give Luis Enrique the plane to go acquire the players he wants with the attraction of Champions League football as well. Now listen, Ineos, Jim Ratcliffe, Omar Barada, Jason Wilcox, if that is not a superb case as to why you should be prioritizing everything to go get Luis Enrique as the permanent manager of Manchester United, that will bring success to Manchester United once again back to the top of English football and possibly world football, then I don't know what is. Guys, that is who the best man for this job is, Luis Enrique. I really hope you can become Manchester United's manager come the summer of 2026. Listen, guys, if you watched this video, I need you to share this, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, man. Share this with everybody, because without a shadow of a doubt, Luis Enrique is the man to take Manchester United back to the top. Like, comment, share, subscribe, my people, man. I'll see you on the next one.